Good morning, guys, Facebook world and YouTube subscribers. Yesterday, I was on Facebook and I saw a post about what you should do if you get into a fight with your partner. Some of the people who responded to this post made it very adamant that if you get into a fight, you should end your relationship. That fights are unacceptable in relationships with your partner. Well, I'm here to tell you, if you're in a black gay relationship with two men, you're going to have some fights. You're going to have physical confrontations. It's inevitable. Gay, black, white, Hispanic, when you have two men with testosterone in their system, there are going to be fights, especially the younger guys in their early 20s. In that 20s range, because your testosterone levels are so high. And testosterone is a adrenaline hormone that gives you, it makes you, in essence, testosterone makes you a man. All men have testosterone. Some men have higher levels of testosterone. Some men have lower levels of testosterone. As you age, your testosterone level should drop. It's supposed to. Some men, it doesn't quite work out that way. Their testosterone levels remain the same. With that said, you got two men, you got emotions running high, you got folks who may be edging each other on, outsiders, family members, friends, and becomes an issue about control and, in essence, who's king of the castle. And a fight breaks out. It could be over the most minor thing, the most minute mess, something so that you really normally would not fight over. Are fights acceptable? I'm not saying fights are acceptable. What I'm saying is they may be inevitable. That you're going to have these fights. Unless somebody's willing to walk away from the situation. And I have found from my own personal experience, nobody wants to walk away. It's like, you're not going to tell me what to do. I'm running this show. So when you have two people butting heads like that, things can get really, really ugly fast. And I think a lot of guys shy away from relationships because they don't want to deal with this aspect of relationships. And I'm sure there are some guys who have been in relationships where they never had this problem. I dated guys where I never had a fight. Maybe one or two that I didn't have to fight, but damn near all the rest of them had to kick their ass on a regular basis. Oh, we fought. I've had fights in my relationship over all kinds of stuff. And once those fights get started, things happen. Police get called, folks get arrested. I've been arrested. So what can you do? How can you avoid these fights? The very first thing that you need to do to avoid a fight is find out your partner's trouble spots. What triggers this anger? Well, you guys I noticed something between me and Earl. Whenever alcohol was involved, it was inevitable we were going to get to fighting. We could be in Vegas. We could be on a cruise. We could be in Hawaii. If alcohol was being served and we were drinking, things just exploded for some reason. So I would try to limit when he or I were drinking. I would take I would just try to keep things from overheating. I would walk away because I realized he's drinking, I'm drinking, we about to tear this shit up. Oh, we've had some fights in places. Restaurants, parties in front of friends, on vacation, going to vacation, coming back from vacation. But it always was a trigger with alcohol. Always. I mean, we never just fought Well, we've had some fights when with no alcohol involved. Had a few of them too. But I think it's inevitable men are going to fight. So don't think, oh, because we got into a fight, we need to end this relationship. I wouldn't say that. What I would say is if that fighting bothers you to the extent, and I'll be very honest with you, the fighting didn't bother me. It didn't. That man want to fight, let's bring it on. It didn't bother me none. Every guy I've ever dated, this is entertainment for them. They want to fight, I give them the entertainment they want. Men like to fight. I know it sounds crazy. You may not understand that, but I've dated some very masculine men, and a lot of these guys, this is entertainment for them or a stress reliever. So they want to fight. They want to raise hell. Let's rumble in the jungle. I like to fight too. So we tear everything up, fight. And then, afterwards, things would improve. I don't think I've ever had a fight with a partner that was so bad that we never talked to each other again. That just didn't happen. I'm pretty good friends with most of the guys I've dated in the past that I've had fights with. But I don't take these fights personal because I realize what's going on. I've had fights with my brothers, my cousins, my own father. Men are gonna fight. Men are gonna fight. I don't care. Men are gonna fight. You put men into a setting, so they're gonna get into some fights. There's always gonna be this battle between men. And I think that so many people get frightened by this and scared away from, especially if you grew up in a household where you didn't have a brother that you were fighting with or cousins you were fighting with, or you've never really seen this before. You've never been around guys who fight. And you might be a little intimidated by it. You might have to take some boxing lessons. And I'm very serious. If you don't know how to fight, it could be the way you grew up. I've been fighting since I was a little kid. So for me, it's like, hey, I'm not afraid to fight somebody. As long as we ain't got no knives and guns, because if you get a knife or a gun, you better kill my ass. I'm dead serious. So I don't think you should end your relationship. I think you should be able to sit down and talk about it and express yourself and say, if you don't like fighting, then say, look, I don't like all these fights. I don't like fighting somebody. If you're going to keep fighting, I'm going to have to end this relationship. Because he might be a guy who likes to fight. Some guys, like I said, some guys like to fight, and I'll be honest with you, I'm one of those guys. You step to me, we throwing blows. I don't have a problem with that. I just don't. But a lot of guys can't handle that. A lot of guys think that that's uncivilized. Well, I think it's very civilized. It's a great stress reliever. It's exercise for me. Every guy I've ever really dated, we've had fights. And the ones I didn't fight, if we really were not in a connected relationship. Our hearts were intertwined with one another, and we were deeply in love with one another. We were just messing around. Those weren't bad relationships. We just were never really in love or in a committed relationship. But the ones where I was in committed relationships, we fought. Clubs. That's why I don't go to clubs anymore with my partners. Because that club, the alcohol, other people, it turns into a horrible scene. So I don't go to that mess. But I'm speaking from my personal experience, and these are, again, my opinions. But I do know most of my friends have had fights with their partners. Terrible fights. I've seen it. And when they get to fighting, I just stand back. I don't get involved. I don't break them up. Fight. Get it on over with. Get it on over with. You'll feel a whole lot better. I'm not like these other pussy guys out here saying that you shouldn't be fighting. Turn off the Oprah. Men are going to fight, whether we like it or not. It's been going on for centuries. Centuries, and it's not going to change. I don't care how hard you try to. The bottom line is, if you're with somebody who is this type of person and you cannot handle that, then you need to get out. Then you should get out. Because I got friends who've been partners for years, and they fight all the time. And I understand why they fight. I get it. Then I have friends who are in relationships who've never had a fight. They sitting around wearing Versace and they're not going to have no fight. They're too busy looking pretty. That might be a relationship for you. You need somebody who likes to wear Versace and look pretty. I like masculine men. We like to fight. So, I'm not, this is my opinion. I'm not saying fights are good, but I'm saying that they are inevitable in a relationship between certain types of men. Don't feel bad if a fight kicks off. Try to resolve it if you can. And if you want to not have a fight again, try to let it be known you don't like fighting. But I wouldn't end a relationship over fighting. I personally would not. And I never have. We have other more serious issues than the fighting. And after a while, if it's too much fighting going on, it can be very taxing and tiring. I would agree. You would hope as you get older that these fights subside and go away. I don't know. 42. I still feel like kicking somebody's ass, right? Even as I sit here. Maybe I need therapy or something. I don't know. But I know I'm not the only person. Anyway, if you like my videos, please click like. I read your comments. I'll try to respond to your comments if I can. Add me as a Facebook friend. Go to Walter Hampton 2, like in the second, and send me a friend request. Just say, if you send me a message saying that you saw my YouTube video, you want to be added as a Facebook friend, that's fine. I will add you as a friend. I have 2 accounts on Facebook, and that's about it, guys. Enjoy your day. Give me your comments and feedback on men in gay relationships who fight. Is it normal? Is it abnormal? Give me your thoughts. I'm very curious. All right, guys. Have a great day.